Okay, so let me complete. Yeah, I'll just make it short. So, Jamie,
Yes.
all the marketing that we did, all the marketing that other agents did before us, and we did videos coming in over the Charles River. You're a bird. You fly through the front door.
How did you finally get a broker?
All of those great videos, and all the great Facebook likes and all that stuff. At the end of the day, all it takes is somebody who just says to their buyer, "Hey, let's go take a look at this house." They walk in the door and they love it. That's it.
Jim, you're the
So
guy. You're the guy in those real estate meetings that wants to make a whole story all about you. And the real idea here is that marketing a property always comes down to ultimately the buyer comes in.
no,
But
it comes down to time. Time. In time, the buyer will walk through that door, no matter what the price, whether the price was too high or whether it was perfect or even if it was too low. Eventually, that buyer is going to walk through the door and they're going to buy the house. And it's having the patience to sit there because as you say, Jamie, the rare, the thin air as the price gets higher. That's the trick, having the patience and not go nuts. And you have to do all this marketing in the meantime, but it's
Well,
just timing.
I feel really comfortable, just great about all the marketing that we've done. It has been on the market for a while. If the people that I have had the opportunity to show it to really understand that the systems, the infrastructure, what's going on in that house is just so much.
Talk about the house. Advertise. This is your marketing right here.
All right.
Speak to the world.
So this is just an unbelievable opportunity to purchase a house that if you had to rebuild it today, inside and out, we're talking millions and millions and millions of dollars. And it's Westwood. It's an unassuming house, which I think is more preferred in the town, actually.
Westwood, Massachusetts. What's the street?
In Westwood, Massachusetts, 9 Stonegate Drive. This is a double lot, 2.7 acres. There is a buildable lot. So if somebody wanted to come in and build another house for their kids or their grandchildren or their car collection, they could certainly do that. There is a magnificent pool with an underground propane tank that heats the pool all year round. You can leave it open. Waterfalls, there's a cabin, there's a custom stone oven, there's a dog pen. And then inside, the house has been created by Anthony Catalfano, interiors by Woodmeister, dine-in wine room, beautiful master suite, just on and on and on. And what folks say when they see it is, oh, this is really a home. It's not this cavernous, empty, white thing we have to figure out what to do with. You walk in and the house kind of unfolds as you walk through it. And then you get to this incredible backyard as well. So we really feel that it's this opportunity that we're just trying to get people through the door, of course.
right.
And we appreciate that it's a high price. But that's because it reflects all the work.
It's not a high price.
For the
You're, if
well,
$100 million in Beverly Hills
that's a high price.
is a high price,
I
this
should
is how much? 5 million?
5.4. I should say it started at a high price.
And
But
there's a lot there that's worth probably close to a million. So it's like $4 million. It's
The
pocket change in LA.
So the
yeah,
key here with the mark is about the marketing, getting that right person through the door. Does take a little more than a phone and a pen. You've already done that, and we did that on all of these properties. You spend
sure.
marketing so you capture eyes, you tell a story, so whoever reads that story has the same feeling that you have, or you're expressing what it feels like to walk into the place, what it feels like to live right there, what it feels like in the town. And
True. And the commentary is it's behind electronic gates. Everything is fenced. It's very secure. It's very private. It's very quiet. For the folks that are looking to move out of the Boston area, they're relocating, they want to be in close proximity to the city or to Norwood or even to Providence because this is tending toward the south of Boston. Westwood is, it's near the train station. You have this oasis where you can have work from home or school from home, or but you can be in your own private space and have easy access to everything that you want. And I think it's really special property.
Well, people at this level often send their kids to private schools, but if they didn't, the Westwood schools are good schools. There's Milton is another town like that that has select really wonderful properties at very, very high price. And this isn't the most expensive in Westwood anyway. Um,
No, it's not. But there is more to this house than even the more expensive homes, which is why I'm always encouraging agents who I speak with, or buyers, just come and take a look. And the people that have looked, they have agreed, although we haven't gotten an offer.
So that house is right on the Dover line. So the house across the street is in
It's
Dover.
over.
Literally, you're
Two different
looking at.
school buses.
So that house in Dover would be less, more, or the same.
It
I
would
think
be more.
more.
It would be
Yeah,
more
be
in
It would
more.
be more.
It would be more in Dover. So if you and you are literally right across the street, like your neighbors are Dover, it's the line.
Yeah.
So lease a PO box in Dover and include that in the sale.
They could just mail it to be
Get your
taxes.
mail and
You're 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 going to be an official Dover address at that point.
Well, I suppose if you had a PO box, is that
But
a
the extra lot is very interesting. That 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 adds a lot of value.
yeah, if they decided to split it up, I mean, that's an attractive sale because
Well, it's already a subdivided lot. It's
it's a
already
subdivided
right,
lot, and so
buildable
there are a
lot.
few things that can easily be moved. You would have to figure out the driveway. There are the double cut, some of the things that are going on there, but it's a beautiful, beautiful acre of property. If
right,
you wanted it for your home purchase at number 9, it would be fabulous. But it's
right,
all separated. You could build a beautiful home, like I said, or a guest house. You could buy the house and develop it. So you can control what house is being built next door and go sell that off. Or if we decide to separate the two, we could sell that piece of property to a builder, to an end use. And even the house left on the 1.5 acres, the existing house, you really wouldn't even know, because even the way the landscaping is set up, that piece of land is already separated by
right,
fencing, and the fencing again on the other
right.
side of it, and trees and all these patio and everything that separates the two pieces of property. So you still have a lot of privacy, even if there were a house next door.
Right.
You'd really
So,
barely see
so
it.
I don't know about salt water pools, but have you learned anything about them?
You don't have to
Not,
do too much to take care of them. This is because it's this grotto, we call it grotto style, this natural pool. It's not like you have a cover that comes over a rectangular pool and there is a spa and a hot tub attached to it. Plus, there's another one on the deck as well. They can stay heated year round because of this 1,000-gallon underground propane tank. And then there's beautiful stone waterfall features that go into the pool. So if you take a look at the video, you look up 9 Stonegate Drive in Westwood, you can see our drone videos, interior and exterior of the pool. And then there's kind of a hidden cabin up some terrace stone stairs with a big entertaining deck. It's very much an entertaining house now that people are talking about coming back
Now
to
that we can.
entertaining and maybe having some folks over. This house really lends itself to privacy and also to these indoor and outdoor spaces for any kind of event. Even our broker open house. We ran late, nobody wanted to leave. It's a beautiful place to be.
the brokers come in bathing suits.
They didn't, but they wanted to.
Yeah, right, right.
They wanted to. Would have been one of those parties.
Well, and here the show comes out of Massachusetts, so some of our audience is not from here. Um, it's been decided, and I think it's just wonderful how science works this way, that here in Massachusetts, we don't have to have any masks anywhere at any time. And I just think it's really wonderful that
As
science,
of when?
as
This
of the
weekend?
31st, yeah, I think it's great that they opened that up for the holiday weekend.
As of Monday. Okay.
Yeah, as
I
of
think it's
Monday.
actually Saturday. I think it's the 29th.
Is it?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
believe so.
it would
But
be
it's still
better.
it's weekend.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
just walked from my office to the mailbox on the corner without a mask for the first time in a year and a half.
yeah.
Is it slightly freeing and slightly freaky?
No, I thought to myself, oops, I forgot my mask. And I said,
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
there still is that
time.
well,
But I do feel like people have changed the way they're working. It seems like the people are going back to work, but they don't have to be at work all the time. anybody that's looking for that work from home, maybe the kids are around a little bit more, maybe not, maybe you just want some more space to spread out and it's just you or you with a partner. This house really lends itself to some personal spaces. There's an attached pool house.
Jamie, ABC.
You can use it all always. You can use this attached pool house all year round. There's a full kitchen in it. It's glorious views. I would move in there. Always, Jim, always.
This is her time.
I was invited, right?
Exactly. We
Do you
want.
have do you have a little snippet that we can play on the show?
I have got it here. I'm going to try and I'll try this again. Just a second, then we'll break to our. Um,
This is what
that's
Realm does once a month at the weekly meetings. They
Great
allow us to.
highlight.
okay. Here we go. Broker
It, it,
Talk's featured property this week is 9 Stonegate Drive in Westwood, offered by Jamie Grossman of Gibson Sotheby's. This is a 10,000 square foot home. 6 full bathrooms, 2 half bathrooms, 5 beds, 4 fireplaces, spa and swimming, sitting on 2.7 acres. Call Jamie Grossman.
Thank you for that. Well done.
That's
And
the first
certainly,
time.
that was good. Certainly, if you go online, there are some expanded videos
They're
that show
much
the
better.
entire property.
And this was the first time I did anything like that. And if you'd sent me the longer video, I would. It was so much better. Um,
Send her the invoice after the show.
Absolutely, I'll Venmo you that immediately. So I think
anyway,
it's tricky,
let's
right?
before we go on, let's take another break because it is the summer. It's getting warm, and we'll think about the Savage Wiener hot dogs.
Smells so good.
And we're back. So we sold the property. I'm sorry, while you were gone, we had somebody call in and wanted to have it for a compound. So anyway,
Well,
maybe
we're
you
just
can
talking about what a great investment the land and the property is compared to some of the
exactly.
other questionable investments that are out there. So, Jim, I like the way you
Well, less volatile.
Let,
land.
Land is a steady
There's only
increase.
so much land. So you could buy the house all encompassed with the 2.7 acres, have that piece of land, keep it for now, separate it later, know that it's a buildable lot, enjoy it, build another house, sell the other house, keep it. It really is the ideal
it
way to
does.
go in terms of an investment.
A lot of opportunity.
A lot
So
of opportunity.
we're here in the last few minutes. Let's share with the audience what we think are best practices in luxury marketing for any property, not just this specific one. Why don't you start, Jamie?
I think best practices, like I said, I believe that every seller deserves to be treated in the very same way. And I understand that sellers who have a high property value expect a certain level of service, which is certainly what I provide and what any of their agents should provide. We talk about the white glove service, really going in and understanding what their needs are, understanding what your access to the property is, understanding these are not properties necessarily for public open houses, that you have to sometimes treat these properties with some measure of privacy and market them, but also be able to invite people into the home to really experience the home, even if the sellers are living there. So I think it's a little bit different in that way. That there's a big sensitivity to maybe, especially if it's a public figure or somebody who's known, you really want to create a sense of privacy and exclusivity.
Right. How about you, Jim? Best
What's the
practices.
question again?
Best
Best
practices
practices?
luxury
No,
marketing.
I just love the story. that I have from my show with the brokers from Malibu that have an office that has a private entrance and a private back salon for their celebrity clientele.
I'll work
I
on
think
that.
I think that was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. And I think that's important to figure out what you need to do to take care of your clients that are going to make them feel comfortable and reassure them they're in good hands.
And that, somebody who does that, it works in Hollywood. You do have celebrities that live here, but quite often the um, teams that they work for handle a lot or send out. There's people at Gibson who sell these celebrity houses.
Of course. I do advocate though against the private sales. I do feel like MLS and putting a house out there gives any seller the best opportunity to sell their house for the most amount of money, not to keep it pocket or quiet or secret. If people and I think that's hard for some of the higher end, more private folks that don't really want it out there. But that means you're really keeping it from someone from another state, country, somewhere else who might not know. You're
Yeah.
really, really relying on that agent's.
Are we talking about a specific sale that happened
No,
recently
we were
off
just talking.
market, like Tom Brady's house?
No, I mean, it was public for a long time.
Oh yeah.
So the whole world knew it was for sale. So
So
I don't know.
that was my thought. It's a double-edged sword. You have a private sale, and it doesn't get an opportunity to get bidded up. At the same time, it doesn't get an opportunity to sit on the market so long that people say, well, if it isn't sold at this price yet, then it's not worth it.
But that was listed publicly for a long time. So then for it to
And
sell
sold
privately,
for much less. And I'm
right,
sure that was the leverage they used. It was like, well, this property did not sell. It could not have been worth that. And there's an argument for both sides of it. I had a broker who told me, yeah, your house obviously isn't worth this because it's been on the market for 3 weeks now, which
That's that's just not true.
after almost 4 decades in the business, I kind of laughed at her. I said, "You're telling me every house you've ever had is sold in 3 weeks,
yeah.
or you can't get the price?"
Or
Well,
even
I
now,
got
like I said in the beginning, now with everybody talking about the multi bids and how crazy it is out there, they just expect
patience.
it's not the case.
Goes back to patience.
Yeah.
Just you know,
Patience
how
and the motivation of the seller too. If it's time to sell, well, then you can get a little bit more aggressive with the price. If you have the patience to sit and wait, then sit and wait. You're the seller. I always say you're the seller. It's your house.
Well,
How can I
that is
It's
back to
your
what
house.
my best practice is. My best practice is I think the best person to tell me about how to sell the house is the homeowner who loved the house, because they've lived there. They know the roots to things. What are the best places for whatever that their interests are? How to
Yeah.
get to work, how to get home. What the schools are like, what it takes. Ask them the stories. Why would you buy this? You bought this house once and you put a lot of money into it. Why? What's good about this? And they often have great ideas about.
I can certainly tell you about Nine Stone Gate and why. I mean, this is a place of love.
Yeah,
This is
that's why
now
she put so much great stuff into it.
but
That
why is
she,
she selling it?
it's time to move.
yeah,
It's
yep.
time to move. Time has gone by, the kids are grown, and like a lot
So
of us,
after you've lived in a house like that, I mean, does she have other houses that she lives in also, vacation
well,
homes,
it's time to, yeah, there's
Florida, the
house,
Cape,
you know,
Vail? I mean, I don't know how you could sell that house, to be honest.
I
Maybe
mean,
she's
let go
finished
of
her
it.
work. I mean,
Yeah, I'd be so spoiled. A heated saltwater pool with a rock waterfall. And
I think they've enjoyed it and loved it, and the kids have.
Larry, would you sell that house? You wouldn't sell
in
that
a
house.
heartbeat.
Did you buy it?
Yeah, in a heartbeat, I would do it, because I think in different times in your life you have different desires, and I think you've lived in enough places. All of us have. You were in
Yeah,
Weston. Now you're in West Newton. They're great
yeah.
communities. They're great
And
neighborhoods.
I don't miss anything about,
Right.
the other because it's a lot. If the kids are gone, it's a lot to take care. Who's home? And
Yeah.
it becomes you're kind of in this big space. Maybe I always said when I moved, I just can't wait for a new view. I love where I live now. It's my
Exactly.
Goldilocks house. I feel like I have a new view. I don't miss maintaining a larger house I have 3 daughters and they're grown and that's it. That was great for a certain amount of time. My father's in Philadelphia. He's lived in the same house for 53 years.
I can't let this
Time
slide.
to
Where in
go.
Philadelphia? Where in Philadelphia?
Elkins
I,
Park.
which?
Elkins Park.
Okay. I know that well. I'm
53 years.
yeah.
It's
I
time to
grew
go.
I grew up in Doylestown, Pennsylvania.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice.
So
And
yeah,
well,
um
so I
and
think that's why it's an empty nester. It's all the reasons that people
yeah,
sell and decide they want a new view.
yeah.
But the next owner is going to be
I know.
very lucky.
I think about it. She probably hasn't gone in that pool in 5 years.
Well, we can go and we'll have the closing party.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Hey, it's
Great.
been absolutely wonderful to have you
Thank
here
you.
and share what you have. Our show next week will be not as interesting of this, of course, but we have Samantha Paris Estes, artist called Paris is the name of her company, and she's going to talk about social media and creating brand strategies for us. But this week, Jamie Grossman from Gibson Sotheby's, we really appreciate you coming in and being part of our show.
Well,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Jamie.
I appreciate you having me. I'm on at Jamie Rose Real Estate Team on Instagram. Come find me.
Because you're not hiding.
I'm not hiding. Come find me. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah. Do you like our theme music?
I love it.
Uh,
I
we
love
had
it.
battle over that for a while.